Some actors are born with a villain's face. Shave the head, and they can freeze an entire room with a single look. Jason Statham. Walking testosterone. The undisputed face of the suit-wearing badass. But his biggest dream as a young man wasn't to play the tough guy. It was to be an elegant, laid-back diving slacker. Born in London in 1967, the first half of his life had absolutely nothing to do with the word tough guy. 12 years in competitive diving. His best result, 12th place at the Commonwealth Games, where others entered the water like needles. He hit it like a depth charge. After retiring, he modeled, warped runways, and even sold fake perfume and counterfeit gold chains on the street. At that time, he was the most dedicated street vendor in London's underground economy. Then director Guy Ritchie showed up. Ritchie was casting a small-time hustler for lock, stock, and to smoking barrels. Someone recommended Jason Statham. At the audition, Guy said, "You just need to be yourself." Jason thought, "Is this job tailor-made for me or what?" So at 31 years old, armed with over a decade of street-honed instincts, he kicked down Hollywood's front door. What truly cemented Jason as the synonym for suit-wearing badass was 2002's The Transporter. He played Frank Martin, a professional delivery man. 3 rules: no new deals, no names, never open the package. But for the cargo played by Shuchi, he broke every single one of them. That back alley brawl with the gang, Jason in a custom-tailored suit. One punch, one elbow, clean and lethal, adjusting his collar when it was over. From that moment, those 4 words were permanently inscribed into the action movie dictionary. Even more hardcore, from this film onward, he established a principle that gave every insurance company a collective aneurysm. No stunt doubles. In 2006's Crank, Jason played Jeff, a man injected with a lethal poison who must keep moving to stay alive. He fought from the street to the supermarket, from the supermarket to a helicopter. No stunt double. The entire time, one scene was shot for 12 straight hours under scorching heat, sweat soaking through every inch of his body. He didn't blink once. The director later said, "He's not an actor, he's a human perpetual motion machine." And 2010's The Mechanic pushed the grind to its absolute extreme. To play that machine-precise assassin, he dropped 19 kilograms in 2 months, cutting his body fat down to 9%. Then, right after wrapping The Mechanic, he jumped straight into the Expendables and packed on muscle like a madman, transforming himself from a scalpel into a wall. This kind of extreme body recomposition in such a short time is more mind-blowing than any fight scene in cinema. But the moment that truly nearly cost him his life came during the Expendables 3. A car door malfunctioned and locked him underwater. This former member of the British national diving team struggled for nearly a full minute before escaping. When he surfaced, the crew's faces had turned white with terror. He just coughed a few times. This is Jason, not a fake hero built on special effects, but a real tough guy who traded every ounce of his life, blow by blow. Over the years, some have mocked him for having a narrow range, saying he plays Jason Statham in every role. He smiles and keeps throwing punches. Marvel approached him 3 times to play a superhero. He turned them down 3 times. His reason was simple: "If all I do is pose for CGI, my grandmother could do it." He doesn't even care whether he's the lead. In Fast Furious, he played the villain Deckard Shaw, one head tilt plus adjusting his collar, and the audience's moral compass collectively went haywire. He was clearly the bad guy, yet you inexplicably found yourself rooting for him. Today's Jason, hair gone, wrinkles settling in, the internet jokes that he's Hollywood's most handsome hard-boiled egg, or the British doppelganger of a certain Chinese comedian. He couldn't care less, because from the day he dove into that pool at 12 years old, he understood one fundamental truth: life has no wasted journeys. Didn't win medals diving, consider it training for jumping out of cars later. Sold fake goods on the street, consider it character study for acting. He wasn't born a winner, but he's the kind of person who takes every small thing to its absolute extreme. Even a bald head can shine like a diamond. So stop asking why everyone loves Jason, because he spent a lifetime proving one thing: a real tough guy isn't someone who never loses. It's someone who, no matter how many times life shoves his head underwater, always swims back to the surface on his own.